The light in Hakim's life dimmed to a permanent twilight when his beloved wife, Maryam, passed away, leaving him alone with their young son, Bilal. For 2 years he stumbled through grief and fatherhood, carrying both like twin weights on his back. His heart was a hollow chamber where memories echoed, until, gently, almost shyly, he opened it again to Jasmine. Jasmine was bright, attentive, eager to love and be loved. She stepped readily into the role of stepmother, warming the household with her charm and nurturing disposition. In time, she bore Hakim a son of her own, little Zayed, completing what appeared from the outside to be a beautifully blended family. For a while, harmony reigned. But as Bilal grew, mirroring Maryam's grace, her gentleness, her keen intelligence, a subtle, corrosive seed of resentment began to take root in Jasmine's heart. Bilal became, to her, not just a child but a living reminder of the woman whose memory still cast a quiet shadow across Hakim's affections. Every soft word Hakim spoke to his eldest son, every fond glance, felt to Jasmine like a theft, love siphoned away from herself and from Zayed. Jealousy sharpened within her, first into bitterness, then into something far darker. Eventually, that festering envy hardened into a desperate obsession. Bilal, she decided, must be removed from their lives. One crisp Tuesday morning, Jasmine prepared a fresh batch of strawberry snaps, rich, golden, and fragrant, Bilal's favorite. The dough was laced with a potent, tasteless compound she had acquired under false pretenses. "Here, my dear," she said, wrapping the treats in wax paper and slipping them into his school bag. Her voice was overly sweet, her eyes glinted with something brittle. "These are special. Don't share them, Bilal. They are just for you. Eat them alone at lunch." Bilal, trusting and polite, thanked her and headed for school, blissfully unaware of the danger nestled among his belongings. At recess, he settled under the old oak tree, unwrapping the beautiful strawberry snaps. Before he could take a bite, his friend Eugene approached, his face drawn with hunger. "Bilal," Eugene murmured, "I missed breakfast, and my parents forgot my lunch money. Please, those look amazing. Could I have just one?" Bilal hesitated, Jasmine's odd instruction echoing in his mind. But Eugene's sincerity tugged at the lessons Maryam had instilled in him, the necessity of kindness, the virtue of generosity. "Take them all," Bilal said, pressing the package into his friend's hands. "I'm not hungry. You need them more." Eugene beamed. "Thank you, Bilal. You are the best." Eugene wandered off, meaning to find a quiet spot to eat. Absent-mindedly, he placed the packet on a stone wall near the gym. A burst of shouting from a nearby football game caught his attention, and within moments he forgot all about the snacks. Minutes later, toddler Zayed wandered past the wall. Curious and eager, he noticed the bright wax paper. The sweet aroma drifted to him, irresistible. He pulled the treats free and sat right there, devouring every last one. When news of Zayed's sudden, violent illness reached Hakim and Jasmine, the world lurched off its axis. Jasmine rushed to the hospital, her mind a whirlwind of terror, not only for her son, but for the horrifying truth she alone knew. The trap she had laid with such cold calculation had sprung shut on the wrong child. The evidence mounted quickly, the toxicology report, the shredded wax paper, Eugene's shaky, tearful explanation of how he had abandoned the package. The compound in the cookies was traced back to a supplier Jasmine had visited. Piece by piece, the truth snapped together with merciless precision. In the sterile brightness of a hospital waiting room, Hakim read the police report. The fluorescent lights above seemed to mock the darkness pooling inside him. He did not cry. Instead, he felt something vast and cold settle deep within him, a seismic shift that ruptured the ground of his life. It wasn't just that Zayed was gone. It was that Jasmine, his wife, the woman he had welcomed into the fragile sanctuary of his grief, the woman he thought had repaired his broken life, had orchestrated a cruelty meant for his innocent son. The arrow aimed at Bilal had curved back and pierced her own heart. Hakim thought of Bilal, gentle and unassuming, who had given away the deadly gift out of sheer kindness. He imagined his son living day after day under the roof of someone who had harbored murderous intent toward him. A wave of nausea washed through him, followed by a fierce, protective resolve. The confrontation was quiet, held in a small private room away from the bustle of the hospital. Jasmine, hollow-eyed and trembling, offered no denial. Her confession came in fragments: self-loathing, desperation, twisted logic born from insecurity and jealousy. "Did you look at him?" Hakim asked, his voice scraped raw, "and see only the boy who reminded me of Maryam?" Jasmine's tears slid silently down her cheeks as she nodded. "He is my son," Hakim said, his voice dangerously calm. "And you poisoned our child with the envy you bore for mine." The weight of broken trust crushed whatever sympathy might have remained. He had failed Maryam by not protecting Bilal. He had failed Zayed by bringing a viper into their home. In the months that followed, Hakim oversaw Jasmine's removal from their lives and the legal reckoning that trailed her confession. He sold the house, its walls saturated with lies and loss, and began anew with Bilal. In the quiet that followed chaos, Hakim recognized the strange, heartbreaking truth. Bilal's kindness, the very quality Jasmine begrudged him, had saved his life. It had also exposed the venom that had silently seeped through their home. Now, Hakim held Bilal closer, his hand often resting on the boy's shoulder, as if to reassure himself that his son was truly safe. The shadow of tragedy would never fully lift, but in the tender, everyday moments, shared meals, bedtime stories, quiet walks, Hakim found the first glimmers of healing. Resilience, he realized, was not about escaping pain. It was about rebuilding a life upon the love that remained. And for him, that love was Bilal, gentle, generous Bilal, who had unknowingly survived because of the very virtue that defined him.
Who protects the children when the danger lives inside the home? Stories like this are closer to reality than we think. Not all scars are visible. This has been another tale from Echoes of Life Experiences. If you would like to hear more, please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for staying tuned.